Hi everyone and welcome to Saturday Night Crafting Fun. Today I really wanted to do some mixed media fun. It's been a long time since I've done anything mixed media related, and I've been getting really back into watching Marta from Marry Me Small Art on YouTube. She's an amazingly talented woman and I used to watch her all the time. And I had her on in my craft room this week and I thought, oh my word, I haven't done anything mixed media in so long, let's make some cards. So what I want to do is I want to do some texture paste, I want to do some kind of inking, coloring, something like that. Just a really fun mixed media card to get quite messy and creative and just have a good time. Now, I don't have any texture paste at the moment. I bought some from Stampin' Up! Ages ago and within like 6 months it went completely moldy. So I figured I don't really want to be buying texture paste unless I'm going to use it up straight away. So I thought, let's just make our own. I've seen a few tutorials on how to make your own texture paste and I thought I would just wing it and use what I've got in my stash and see how we go. So that's what we're going to do today. You can see my video link down below for how to make your own glitter paste. And today we're going to do our own texture paste. So I've got some white paint. This is gouache. It's like a white paint. I've got this massive tub of it because I bought it for doing some children's art packs. So I've got this on hand. Any white paint that you've got in your stash, just get that out. I've got some baby powder, which is going to be the texture in our texture paste. This will help absorb extra moisture and water and dampness and give us kind of that texture. I've got my trusty tacky glue that worked really well in my last video, so I'm going to use that again. And then I thought if these ones work really well, I'm going to add some gold, some glamour dust, which is just an iridescent white glitter. So I thought I would put a little bit of that in there. I've got a jar from my kitchen. This was cranberry sauce because I love having chicken and cranberry sauce together. But I just thought I'm just going to do a small portion. I don't want to do a massive amount because I don't want to be stuck with it for ages and have it go moldy. So I wanted to do enough that I could do a few cards today and maybe have a little bit extra for another time. So I only plan to do half this jar or less, but I've got a jar so I can seal it shut and we'll see how long it lasts for. And I've got an old spoon from my kids, from IKEA, just for stirring and mixing. And then at the moment, I will add in more stuff, but at the moment I've got some elements to use on my card. So I've got these decoupage papers, which I shared with you last night in the haul video. And they are just like tissue paper, really thin tissue paper. These are actually on sale at the moment from the website that I told you about last night. So I'll link them down below. I think they're only on offer for about like £1 or so, and you get 4 sheets in each pack. So I'm gonna try and incorporate these into my card today. Might do a couple cards if I can get around to it. I've got some stencils. I'll probably dig out a few more. These are stencils from Alina's shop on AliExpress, so I'm going to try using some of these stencils. I've got some spray that I use to stick on the back, which makes them tacky, which is really helpful and handy, so I'll probably spray a bit more of that on there and I'll share that with you again. And yeah, I'll probably add in some other elements, but these are the kind of basics that we're going to get started with today. So if you want to grab those bits and then pause me and join me again, then we can start crafting together. I will speed up the bits and probably do some talking over them, just so that we're not getting too bored in the bits that are taking a while, like drying my texture paste and stuff. So it might be helpful to have a heat gun if you're impatient like me as well, so that we can dry our project while we're going. And I think what I'm going to do is do a square card, so either 5x5 or 6x6, because I really like square cards and I think that'll be perfect for this technique. Another thing that would be handy to have is a media mat that can protect your work surface, so either a glass mat or one of these kind of silicone mats. I like my silicone mat, it doesn't move, it doesn't shine a glare in your eyes when I'm filming, which is handy. It wipes super easy and it doesn't shift, and whatever I kind of stick on it kind of sticks as well, which is really nice. This is the Altenew one. I'll link it down below. I use this all the time. I've had it for about 8 months and it is my go-to media mat. So let's see. So the main basis of my texture paste is going to be the glue, because the glue is going to be the bit that holds it together. So I want to make sure that the majority of my solution is going to be the craft glue. So one of the, I'll link her video down below, but one of the ladies that did a texture paste, her instructions were to have 1/4 cup of glue, 1/2 a cup of baby powder, and 1/4 cup of white paint is what she kind of had in hers. And so I'm going to kind of go along those lines. So I did say this was going to be the majority of it. But I do want to have a decent amount of baby powder in there as well, because the baby powder will actually just absorb and kind of become part of the glue. So it won't actually look like as much as this. It'll look like less when we mix it all together, if that makes sense. I'm not going to make any sense. Anyways, we're just going to have fun. And I want to have a kind of sticky, thick mixture when I'm done. So I'm going to empty about 1/2 to 3/4 of this bottle in here. These are around £1 to £1.25 depending on where you buy them from. I'll link one down below. Craft Stash sell them. Tonic obviously sell them. Sometimes Every Craft's a pound sell them. They're really handy tacky glue. So I have put probably 3/4 of this bottle in there now. And this is 60 mils. Next I'm going to put some of the paint in. I've given it a really good shake. And again, I'm not measuring, I am just eyeballing it. And I'm going to give a good squidge of this, but I don't want too much. I definitely want, that's probably less than half of what my glue is. And we'll mix it up and we'll see how we go, because I'm not worried as much about the pigment of my texture paste as I am about it adhering together. Now this texture paste, I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to last on like a mixed media project like a canvas or anything like that, but for making a card, this will do the job. Okay, this is going to be fun. I need to try and get this lid off, because I definitely don't want to be going poof, poof, poof with my powder and getting powder all over my desk, or inhaling loads of it. I think that would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? Coughing up a storm. Okay, cheap scissors, Sasha. Use cheap scissors. Don't use your good scissors. I'm trying to find a pair of scissors to wedge it open with. Right, there we go. I managed it, and I did not cover myself in powder. So I'm going to stick some of this in there. Use my... Okay, woof, did it anyways. Got lots of baby powder going on. I've done about the same amount as the glue in terms of what it looks like. I'd show you on the side, but it's all going to just tip anyways. So I've done about an equal looking amount of glue, and I'm just going to mix it and see how we go. See what kind of texture we get, and then I might add some more baby powder in there. Now because I've used tacky glue, it is quite squidgy, sludgy, but you're just going for like a texture paste kind of feel, and I might add a little bit of paint in there because it's getting quite thick now. Whoa, that baby powder is stinky. Any kind of talc powder will do, obviously, in this situation. Right, instead of using like a water, I'm using some more of this paint to kind of thin it out. Okay, I'm really happy with this. I've got a nice kind of smooth sort of looking paste. I'm gonna try this and see how we go, and just see how we get on. I might end up having to leave it to dry overnight, if or throughout the day I should say, because I want this up on Saturday night because it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna try this out and get it on a card and see how it goes. How fun is that? It looks really good, doesn't it? And this is only about that much in the jar, so we're not wasting a lot of product. If it goes horribly wrong, it's not really a big deal. This whole thing has cost us about, what, maybe 50p to make so far, so it's not expensive at all, and there's a decent amount here. I could make several cards out of this. Okay, so I've gone with some really thick watercolor card. This is the Arteza Expert watercolor card, and I'll link that down below. But I wanted something nice and thick and durable, and this is quite thick. So I'm gonna stick that down. I'm gonna go with this one. Because it's a mixed media card, I am going to just do parts of it. I've got my palette knife ready. We'll just get my spoon out of there. It's quite thick. I'm hoping it'll dry really nice. But again, this is all about experimenting with you guys and having fun and getting a bit messy and just enjoying our Saturday night. Most of us are in lockdown, so why not get creative with each other and enjoy some crafty time. All right, let's try this out and see how we go. It's our texture paste. It's a really good texture. Again, it was just simple, just a few ingredients. If you've got texture paste, obviously use that. If not, here's a way you can make some, hopefully. I'm gonna apply that on like I would any other texture paste. It's going on just like normal texture paste would. I don't have to worry if this goes moldy or yucky. I used a recycled jar. Everything was cheap and cheerful and easy. Again, this is not my idea. I'm just going along the basis of a tutorial I followed, and I'll link that tutorial down below. I can't remember the lady's name off the top of my head. So I've got tons in there. I've used a small amount, so I could make a whole bunch of cards. Look at that texture, isn't it gorgeous? Can you see it? Isn't it stunning? Right, I'm gonna try and dry that now with my heat tool, and we'll see how we go. Don't forget to wipe your surface off. It'll make it easier if you wipe as you go. Also, don't forget to clean your stencil as soon as you're done with it. You could end up with a very messy, ruined stencil if we don't get that off because we've got glue inside our texture paste. Okay, so that dried really beautifully and really quickly, and it feels just like texture paste, so win. I'm really excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so excited about this. It looks fantastic. It feels fantastic. It is not rubbing off on my finger. The baby powder is not coming out. There's like, oops, there's a little bit left on that surface. It's fantastic. It does feel a tiny bit tacky like our texture paste did when we made it the other month. But again, it's just going on a card. I'm not overly worried. We'll see how it reacts to some of my other colorings and things. Now, I wanted to add on some butterfly tissue, and I forgot to do that before I put some texture paste on, but I think I'm going to just tear up a little bit and kind of add it on, and then add a little bit more texture paste over the top. But I think I'm going to mix some in my kids paint pot. I'm going to mix some with that glitter and see how that looks as well. So again, you can use whatever glue you've got on hand. I'm going to use the multi-medium in the matte finish by Ranger. It's a nice quick drying permanent glue, and it's quite nice because you can paint it on with a paintbrush. I find it's thinner than most of my craft glues. Kind of want like a nice kind of rough edge to it and some random shapes, and I'm going to just start sticking it down, and I will trim off the excess when we're done. Now obviously when we're doing this, the card is going to start to curl from all the different elements going on there, but I'm not overly worried because when we go and put our adhesive down to stick it onto our actual card, we can flatten it with our tape. So I've got some of those elements. I think I'm going to fussy cut some of those butterflies out as well to go on the top when I'm nearly finished. Let's make some glitter texture paste. So again, remember to wash in between everything you do. I don't actually probably need that much, but so wash your, what's this thing called? Spatula. And wash your stencil, do all that. Don't forget to do that in between, or else you're going to end up with a bit of a mess. Right, this is just iridescent glitter. A friend gave me this when she moved away. I saw this, this exact same one is on offer from the same website that I got this tissue from, which the name is on the screen because I can't remember it while I'm filming, but this is on offer for like 75p, really cheap. And they do ship, it looks like they ship internationally, which is really exciting. So I'm adding a bit of glitter, and I'm just going to keep adding more glitter until I'm satisfied with how it's looking. But the glitter is going to make my texture paste thicker as well, and it might not show up that well because we've got the white paint in there. It's a very ultra fine glitter. It's really pretty. Right, I'm not sure how much this is going to show up. I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to sprinkle some glitter over the top just for extra fun. Okay, so let me quickly dry this, and then we will do some more stenciling on the top of that again. I hope you guys are having fun. This is literally just about getting crafty and just having a good time. And I'm so grateful you're here hanging out and watching. Right, because our texture paste has got that glue in it, I think we're going to be able to add on some extra glitter to the top quite easily. I'm just going to add on a little bit of this glitter. Oh, look, you can see that glitter shining through a bit. That's really fun. Do some more up here as well. There is no rhyme or reason, there's no right or wrong when it comes to mixed media stuff, which is really fun. The messier the better, the cooler the effect can be. I love it. Right, there's our glitter stenciling over the top. Actually see the glitter, which is really cool. I might sprinkle on the tiniest bit more. You know, I'm gonna let a paintbrush do that for me because I am a bit paranoid about kind of getting the glitter everywhere. I love glitter. I'm a sucker for glitter, and I know glitter is controversial, and you can now get environmentally friendly glitter, and that is definitely something I want to start doing, but I am a sucker for sparkly things. I really, really am. I really like glittery, pretty things a lot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean my supplies and then give this a quick dry and we'll move on to the next bit. I've actually got these little jars and they are for sequin mixes for my little craft packs that I've been making up, and I'm going to put this glitter paste in there to try and preserve it. So if I do any more of this card making today, I've got this sort of glitter paste ready to go. Now obviously with this glitter paste, or with this texture paste, you can add color in it as well. If you've got ink refills, you can mix some of those in there. If you've got some colored paints, you could try mixing some of those in there. I mean, there's so much you can do, and you can have fun and you can experiment because it costs you nothing to make. So you can just have a really good time just playing around with what you've got in your office and not have to worry that you've got this like 6-pound tub of texture paste and you don't want to ruin it, because we've got this nice jar full now that we can have a big play with and really experiment with. Okay, so I'm so impressed. This texture paste is drying really quick. I think because we've used the Craft Tacky Glue, it dries really quickly. So it is gorgeous. The glitter stuck. I blasted it with the high air of my heat tool, and I've got all that glitter still sticking on there, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so next I'm going to come in with my watercolors from Arteza. I love these ones because they're super pigmented, so you'll see these on my desk a lot. This is my recent discovery. I feel like a bit of an idiot. You can just pull this right out. So here's me thinking, every single time I have filmed, how am I going to get this in? Because obviously it opens 2 ways and it is so bulky. So how do I show you what I'm doing? It just pops right out. So now I've got that on my desk. I've got my little cheat sheet which came with it, which I filled in so I can see what all the colors look like, because it's really hard to tell in there. I want to go with the colors of this butterfly one, so I think I'm going to go with the magenta, which is this one here. And what you can actually do as well is pop them out. So you just pop them out like that. So I'm going to take them out so it's easier. And obviously I'll incorporate some black in there as well because you want to tie it all together. So the black should be the one next to the green. Okay, so I've got those 5 colors and I'm going to get messy. So I've got this paintbrush here, which I think I picked up on AliExpress. This is a 1/4 inch, I think it's like a watercolor brush. And I'm just going to start applying color and we'll just see how we go and what it ends up looking like. So let me get my watercolors wet to start, because that will help activate them. I don't know if that's the right word because I'm not an artist, but I like to get them a bit wet first. It makes the color quicker and easier to come up, but they, as I said, these are very pigmented. Okay, because I love pink and I love teal, we're going to start with those 2. The other thing that's really handy to have is a spray bottle. So I hope you're having a good time. I'd love to know what you get up to on a Saturday night. I tend to film in the day and edit. Sometimes I'm still crafting in the evening, but I want to get this up so you're able to craft with me on a Saturday night. But I'd love to know what you get up to on a Saturday night, and if you're like me and you're either crafting and creating, usually my husband and I end up watching TV together and chilling out a bit, and we love watching crime scene dramas. That is our favorite thing to watch. At the moment we're watching a show called Bosch. We love watching Bosch. My husband is reading all the novels based on the TV, the TV series is based on all the novels, and so he's reading through all those books, and so we're having fun watching it for a second time. But we love crime scene dramas. So I'd love to know what you guys get up to on a Saturday night. Do you craft? Do you watch TV? What's your typical Saturday night? Let me know in the comment section down below. If there's a particular craft that you like to do on a Saturday night, let me know as well, because it'd be fun to know if I could kind of cater towards one direction. If people like to get messy like this on a Saturday night and kind of get a bit more experimental, or do you like to stick to normal bog standard cards? Do you like to have a bit of a challenge? What do you tend to do? And especially in lockdown as well. It'd be nice to have some ideas of stuff I could do for you guys. Right, let's spray it again. Also, I'm giving you a bit more of a chat tonight, just because I figured, why not? I've not done it in a while. Right, I love that. Look at how the sparkle is popping through. I'm going to give this a bit of a dry and give this a bit of a wipe. It's taking a long time and struggling to dry on top of my tissue paper, so we'll see how we go. One of the other things, if you guys have any tips or tricks for me, I usually refer to this color as poo brown. And I was listening to some other crafters and they're like, oh, you know, you want to use colors that don't go muddy. And I'm like, oh, muddy. That's a good way of describing it. Not poo brown. So if you have tips and tricks or have a link to a website, please share it with me. I don't know what colors go with each other. I don't know what colors make mud and what colors make pretty. So if you know that and you do a lot of arts and colors and things like that, can you please tell me, because I feel really embarrassed and it's a bit frustrating not knowing which colors kind of go together, because obviously I'm not doing so well in that corner. I'm getting the kind of poo brown or muddy. I'm getting the muddy colors going on. So if you kind of know what colors go well together and which ones don't, if you drop me a little comment and just let me know, or link me to a website that can kind of remind me so I can kind of stick it at the top of my computer. I'm so technologically not good. What is it called when you save a file or save a website? What is that called? You add it to your favorites, like one of those little ticky boxes at the top of your screen. Gosh, really, like seriously, I can film and I can edit videos, but if you saw me try and operate a computer, you would swear I'm about 50 years older than I am, because I really do struggle. Some days my grandpa, when he was alive, used to tell me that he just couldn't get anything, and he just wouldn't even attempt it because he was like, no, I'm beyond this, I'm too old. And there are days when I feel like that now. Right, I'm going to spray this again, and I might stop there because I have a feeling, because I don't know anything about colors, I'm going to end up with those really horrendous colors mixing. Oh, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. I feel like this area could go with a little bit of orange just here. And I'm going to risk I'm going to try and kind of blend those colors. Oh yeah, definitely not getting a pretty color out of that. Try and blend this one out a little bit. What I should have done as well, actually, is I should have prepped my whole page with gesso, or my whole car front with gesso, and that would have probably helped with the colors and the movement as well. That's something that Marta often does. I'll link her YouTube down below as well. She's genius. Oh my gosh, she's so good at this stuff, and I love watching her. I just love having her little voice in the background. It's so fantastic. Right, I'm gonna add in. Hope you guys don't mind me chatting. I just feel like I wanted a day where I could chat with you, and I wanted to get experimental and crafty again with you, and just kind of have some fun doing our own texture paste so that we can sort of save some money. Because I don't know if you've been like me, but I've been shopping, and now, I mean, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK. I do in Canada, where I'm from. But the Americans, they've got this whole Black Friday thing, and it has spilled into the rest of the world. And everywhere is doing like pre-Black Friday sales. And so here I am on Craft Stash again, buying my 5th order in like a month and a half. And some of my stuff came. Look at this. Finally, this is 2 months ago, Royal Mail finally delivered these, and I have got these from Jane Jill. She is an amazing designer, and they are all like under a $5. They're all really cheap, so I'm so excited. Ooh, I could stamp with this maybe on this card. So some of my stuff is finally coming in, which is really exciting. Okay, I'm gonna start drying this because I'm starting to get that horrible color again. Oh, help. I just wanted to say as well, I'm blasting this with my heat tool. One of the other really awesome things about this texture paste we made is that it's not bubbling. I'm blasting it with my heat tool several times over and I'm not getting any bubbling in my texture paste. So it's not, yeah, it's just not bubbling like you sometimes do get with texture paste. So that's really nice. It's maintaining its shape the whole time I'm working with it. Okay, while this is just finally drying, because it's tiny bit damp, I want to cut some of those butterflies out to go with a sentiment to go on the front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this to a bit of card. I've got this scrap bit of white card lying around. So I am going to take my paintbrush like I did before, and I am just going to put some of those butterflies onto this bit of card, let it dry and fussy cut them out. So I've got some nice sturdy butterflies, because obviously these butterflies are on tissue, so they're not very strong. So I just want to stick some onto a bit of card. So I'm going to stick down my glue, and I will just stick some of those on, and I will fussy cut some of them out. So I've got some of those butterflies on there, and I'm just going to seal them as well, and I'll let that dry. I'll fussy cut them out, and then we can start pulling our card together. Okay, so I went ahead and I fussy cut out a few of the butterflies that I liked. Now I'm feeling like this is a bit in your face and overwhelming with brightness. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of that gesso paint that we used, and I'm going to do what Marta does and just use my finger so I can have a bit more control. So I'm just going to apply some of that white just to tone it down a bit and see if I can cover up with those muddy bits a little bit. And then we can start pulling the rest of it together. So again, this might not be to your taste, you might just think this is really rubbish, but I just wanted to have a bit of fun and just kind of play around a little bit and just get messy, and hopefully the recipient of this card will enjoy my mess. I'm going to try and do a little bit of white splatters as well to see if I can kind of tie that in. I didn't use my black paint in the end, and I'm still toying with whether I should actually put some black on there. But let's do the white first. Let's water down some of this white paint a little bit, and hopefully the white will stay on the top and not soak into my colors. Right, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I'm going to come in, I've got my Arteza 2 pens. This one's a fine gel roll pen, and that one's got like a fine tip kind of fabric pen. And I'm just going to trace some of our edges just to kind of add a bit more character to some of the elements and just kind of define them a bit more. And I'm just going to trace some of them. I have no idea how it's going to look in the end. I'm just having fun. I'm just going with tips that other mixed media artists do, and I'm just literally having fun. It's not about creating something brand new. It's just about sharing some time with you guys and having fun. I will do my best to link everything I'm using down below, but sometimes I do forget, so let me know. And I do appreciate when you guys use the links. Not all of them, but probably most of my links tend to be affiliate links, and they cost nothing more to you to use, but they do give me that little bit of extra income, which is really nice. It means I can carry on buying supplies, I can carry on making videos, and hopefully one day this will be my sole job and I can work from home and do things like this and actually earn an income for my family to be able to pay for things, which would be really, really nice. So I am massively grateful when you do use those links. Regardless of whether they're an affiliate link or not, I will always try and put the link down below for you. So if I buy something from Hobbycraft, I'll make sure that I try and include the Hobbycraft link. I just find nothing more infuriating than when you see something really cool, you just want to check it out, see if it's in your price range or your budget, or whether they ship to you or not. And you can't because there's no link. So I will always endeavor to link whatever I use down below for you, whether it is an affiliate link or not. But just a big thank you if you do use any affiliate links. It does mean a world of difference to me. Over a bit that was a bit of wet white paint, and it kind of gunked up my pen a little bit, so I just had to clean it off. I'm just kind of tracing some of these elements. And it looks like a hot mess, but I'm having quite a lot of fun. And it is just a card, and I think it'd be quite a fun, unique birthday card. So I'm going to make this into a birthday card, I think, when I'm finished. I'm going to come in with that black now, and I'm going to do some of those edges. This is definitely not one of my best pieces of art, but I am telling you, I'm having so much fun, and that's all that matters to me right now. I know I can pull it together when I go and add my sentiment in. When I do those final steps, I know it's just going to come together so nice. And it is just all about relaxing. You know, there's a lot of mindfulness we need to work on, especially in times like this when things are just difficult, when we're a bit lonely, when we're a bit sad. I miss my friends like crazy. I'm not the biggest social, I mean, I am quite social, but my favorite thing is like a takeaway and staying in and watching TV with my husband Jimmy. And I love doing that, but I miss some of my friends deeply. I miss seeing them and spending time with them. I'm gutted I can't go home for Christmas and see my family this year. It would be nice to travel to Canada, but with having to quarantine on both ends for 2 weeks, it's not possible. So it's sad, but we're all in it together. We're all in the same boat, so we just got to keep going, right? And maybe we just get a bit more messy in our crafting, and maybe that will help us. Who knows? But I think we just got to have fun and hang out with each other and support each other. And just have a good time. Okay, I'm starting to like how this black is looking, and I'm starting to wonder if I should back it with some black. This is quite fun. It's kind of toning down those colors for me that were a bit crazy and covering up the poos. The poo brown color. The muddy color. Right, let's get rid of some of these big blobs. I don't really want the big blobs on there. Oh, I like that. I'm really liking that, actually. That's quite fun. I think it's gone a bit little hectic over there. I've put the black there and it's gone whoop, all the way over there because that's so slick. But never mind. We will roll with it and we'll just have fun. I just like that. I really like it. It's quite fun. Okay. Let's see if we can do a little bit on that edge again. And hopefully not have it run all the way down there. Come on. Oh my goodness, I need to do this more often. I'm finding this really, really therapeutic and really enjoyable. Okay, let's put it down. Whoa, look at that! There's black everywhere! Whoops! Right, let's try this. Right, I don't know if you're thinking the same as me, but I'm really liking how this black is looking and how it's kind of coming together. I'm just going to put a little bit more here. I'm going to have such a fun job cleaning my desk, but who cares? We can clean on Monday, can't we? Look at that! Oh, I just love the way the color runs. Oh. Okay. So much fun. Right, guys, get messy. Like, get your messiest, messy stuff out and crack on, because this is great. I am feeling in a much better mood now. Right, I am loving this now. Gosh, okay. Now I want to think about getting my sentiment on there, and I'm thinking something along the lines of happy birthday would be really good. And I think I'm going to back it onto a black card. I love black card bases. Oh, do you know what? I feel like you're in my room with me, so I'm just going to chat to you like you are. we are going to have family movie night tonight. I love doing it. We try and do it every weekend. We have movie night and sweets usually on a Friday night and sometimes on a Saturday night. And I am going to introduce my kids to Home Alone. We've never watched Home Alone. I've watched it loads. My children, Elias, who is 5, and Rosalie, who is 7, have never seen Home Alone, and I think they're gonna get such a kick out of it. So we're gonna get the surround sound on tonight, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch it, and I'm so excited for it. Right, let's get our sentiment. I'm yabbering too much. This is why I usually do voiceovers, because I can talk. Okay, I've got this stamp set from Jane Jill. This is the one that I was telling you about. I'm thinking of doing a black background, white embossing powder, and I quite like Make Today Memorable, because you know what? We have all these birthdays coming and going for everyone around the world. And you know what? Let's just make it memorable. Let's have a great birthday. Let's not dwell on rubbishness. I think that is a really, really nice one. And then if I could say maybe make today memorable, happy birthday or something like that, I think that'd be great. Let's get some black card. Quick little side distraction note. I'll leave the link down below. But for Black Friday, all my favorite ones, these ones I paid 11 quid for, are all on offer for about £7, and Craft Stash ship worldwide. So cracking bargain. I've used these to no end, and I think I'm going to use the happy birthday from here for this card. But if you want some new sentiment stamps, Crafter's Companion is on massive discount on Craft Stash at the moment. So check it out if you've been saving up for those stamps. Here's my stamp. Oh, wait. Oh, I forget every time. Right, come in with our embossing buddy. Now, I used to be really worked up about using my embossing buddy on my black cardstock because it gets so much lighter. You don't get this dark, beautiful black, but you can wipe it off. Use a microfiber cloth. When you're done stamping and you're done embossing, take a microfiber cloth and wipe it, and you'll find it pretty much all comes off and you get that beautiful black again. I'll link one of these down below. I get a lot of questions about my embossing buddy and a lot of questions about my embossing tray as well. This is my embossing tray. It's basically like a bead sorter, I think, or something. Anyways, they sell them on Craft Stash. They're only a couple quid, I think, so I'll link that down below for you as well. I get a lot of questions about this as well, so I'll put that link below. I'll put the link for that down below as well. So I've gone and I've anti-staticked that, so it's ready to go. I'm going to aim to get a nice straight line, which is why I am using my stamp platform. That way I can get a nice even straight line, which will make it hopefully easier to cut out. I've got my Versamark ink. This is my preferred ink of choice for doing embossing. So I'm going to ink that up, stamp it down, and I like to do it a couple times just because that way that ink is soaking into that paper a little bit, and then the second time it's resting on the top. I've got my embossing powder from Alina's shop on AliExpress. I love her embossing powder. It is nice and ultra fine, so I prefer using hers, and I am excited because she sent me a whole bunch more colors, so I can't wait for those. And look how good that looks. And we've got no mess all around because we've used the embossing buddy. I swear to you, I forget all the time to use it, and I always think it's never going to make that much of a difference, and then I end up with blotches everywhere of the powder. Right. Our heat gun is nice and hot because we've just used it for drying, so I'm just going to come in with that, and you'll see the change straight away. I just love Alina's embossing powders. They are such good quality. And again, she's another person that ships around the world, so I highly recommend her. I like to use companies that do post worldwide. Well, I like purchasing from companies that post worldwide because if I share anything with you, I don't end up with having people gutted that they can't purchase it as well. So Alina does send worldwide. My microfiber cloth is a bit dirty, but if you just come in and give it a bit of a wipe, you get rid of pretty much all that white. So it's a really good tip. Just use a microfiber cloth and you can make that black again. Right. I am going to mount this on my card base so it's now nice and flat. And then we're going to carry on with decorating the top. So I've cut my card base to be 5 1/8 by 5 1/8 because my card top panel is 5 inches squared. Right, so I've got the Make Today Memorable, and I'm going to also do Happy Birthday. I'm thinking I might do Happy Birthday on white. Now for my black heat embossing, I am going to use black pigment ink and some clear embossing powder. So just get that on there because I always forget. Okay, so I have got Happy Birthday and Make Today Memorable. So I'm trying to work out how I want to do this. I think I like the black flat, and I might pop up the Happy Birthday, and just trying to work out whether I think I want them separate. So I'm going to cut them in half. I've got my handy dandy foam tape from Alina Shop. This is me favorite, my favorite ever foam tape. I can't ever recommend this foam tape enough. If you need a thin one for shaker cards, if you need a thin one for sentiments like this, this is the go-to tape, and it is nice and affordable, and she ships worldwide, so again, it is well worth it. I keep buying it and buying it and buying it. When I used to be on her design team, she sent me some for free to use, and I have been buying it ever since, and I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. Right, we're going to do Make Today Memorable, the focal point of that card. That's what I want people to focus on, and we're going to do Happy Birthday, I think flat. Again, I hope you don't mind that this has been a longer video, but sometimes I just feel like I need to chat, and I need to chat with you and hang out with you properly, and doing something like this where it's very messy and childlike, I love it. And it's so nice to be able to spend time with you, and I know you're not right here, and I know it seems a bit silly to say that, but when you guys then comment on my video and leave me messages, I feel like I can picture you saying those things while you're sat here next to me, and it's really nice, and I enjoy that you come and hang out with me and spend time with me. These are just taking a little bit longer to stick down because I've got that gesso, not the gesso, the matte medium on some of it, and I've got the glitter as well. Right, let's see if my glitter pen will work. So I have got a video showing you how to make Wink of Stella for yourself. I'll link that down below. But you can do your own DIY Wink of Stella as well, and it's really easy and simple to do. If you've got makeup or mica powder, or there's a lot of supplies I use. I basically tried everything in the book, and I left you a little visual as to how they all look. I've put mine in this old Wink of Stella bottle, and it's just a nice glitter pen. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to actually stay on top or not, because it's got the gesso, not gesso, I keep saying gesso. It's got the multi-medium matte finish on there, but I'm making these butterflies a bit sparkly so they pop out a little bit more. And by the time you guys are watching this, if you're watching it on Saturday night, I will be sat watching Home Alone with my kids. It'll be good fun, and I hope you leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you get up to on a Saturday night. And maybe even what projects you've been working on lately, or what you worked on this Saturday night. It'd be fun to know. I love hearing about what people have been up to, and it gives me inspiration and motivation to do something as well. Right, I think we need a few little gems dotted around. I'm going to kick myself for saying that I'll link everything because I keep grabbing more and more stuff. I do spend quite a lot of time linking everything for you, so I hope you do appreciate it. Right, so I got those bright pinks. I got the bright green, maybe the black. Okay, these are all from Alina Shop, by the way. Right, here's my little pick-me-up sticky tool. This is just blue tack on the end of a stylus, and it is the easiest way to pick up these gems. I've had this one piece of blue tack now for about 4 or 5 months, and every time it starts to not get sticky, I just kind of squish it and roll it, and we're good to go. No need to buy any expensive pick-me-up tools. This works a dream. And blue tack is, if you have children, blue tack is something you've got in your house. no matter what. So it's quite good. Right, I'm going to pour some of these out here so I can pick them up. And what I like to do is I come in with my glue and I put dots of glue dotted around, and then I stick my gems down on top of those glue dots. Now I'm going to get confused, aren't I, because I have got white paint everywhere as well. I think this is my card finished, and I'm really in love with how it turned out. I love that little bit of glitter. Can you see the shine on the butterflies as well? Really happy with how this turned out, and I'm so grateful you came and hung out with me. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification if you would like to know when I'm making new videos. I'm aiming for every Wednesday and Saturday at the moment. And I appreciate you hanging out with me. So see you next time. Bye!